Hello. Welcome to Sports Palava. I am Ken Ochonago, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari. They tell the nation that, yes, part of the reasons why I have not announced my minister is because I want to merge ministry. I want to reduce the number of ministries that we have. So what is the need? Why would you go and appoint 30 or 40 ministers when at the end of the day, you are going to have probably only 20 or so ministries? So in line with that, it means certain ministries will either be merged or be scrapped. My constituency and your concept for those, some of you, most of you, yes, I use yes, most appropriate. Most of you who are watching this show are sports enthusiasts. So what concerns us is the Ministry of Sports. Is it one of those important ministries? Or should it be merged or scrapped? If it to be merged, should it be on top or below? There used to be a Ministry of Youth, Sports and Social Development. A lot of things put in there. The Minister of Youth, Minister of Sport, everything put in. But then tailoring in some time in the history of our country, we had the minister of, minister for, minister under, minister above, junior minister, senior minister. Every state has to be represented because that is what the constitution says, has to be represented. So you have a minimum of 36 ministers because each state must contribute, have their own ministerial slots. Under General Olusegun Obasanjo, we had nothing less than 5 ministers of sport in the span of 8 years. So people said, why this yo-yo? Why, if it is so important, why not put somebody who understands and then let that continue to be there, the continuum, the understanding. He learns the rope in the first few years, and after then, he gets on, he becomes a master of the game. But when you keep on recycling and changing, it means you do not take this ministry, seriously. And then the bombshell. Before we come to the house, let us hear the Secretary General of the Nigerian Olympic Committee, NOC, Tunde Popola. He says, we do not need a sport minister. Let's hear him.
And I say at this point in time, and it's open, that we don't really, as a matter of fact, need a minister in our own sports. If the president is being very, very sincere about reducing the number of ministers, I'm saying for us in sports, we do not require a minister at this point in time. I mean, he has come in, what we needed is this, and he's also challenged us to the fact that there must be transparency and good audits at the end of every event, which is exactly what we stand for. Those of us who are in sports, we're just in it because we give a lot to it. We have been in it and we know what it's supposed to be. So we want to approach this from the technical point of view, not from the political angle. We want to give results. And that's exactly what we are saying. Look, let me be honest with you. If we have a minister, it's going to be an extra spend. We're going to have a lot of political diversions, let me use that word. Let me tell you, we have challenges, especially when it comes to leadership, the administration. I'm going to challenge the presidency I'm speaking with you. Let each president of a federation look inwards and tell us exactly why he is leading his own sport. Is it because he had a passion for it? Does he have the knowledge for it? Or just because I want to be the name, just use the name, I am president of the federations. And I can tell you, 70% of those we have are not really sincere. They don't fall in line with what we really want, except the change. And the change is now.
Except the change, and the change is now. We do not need a minister of sport. It will be extra spend. You heard him. And so, let me go with the man who says, yes, I am with him, 100%. And then we can now also hear the other side of the story, because Sports Palava gives you both sides of the story always. So, Jide Alaka is raring to go. Hello, Jide.
Ken, I think Mr. Popola spoke my mind so eruditely. He stopped short of calling some federation chairmen nincompoops. He just stopped. He stopped himself. But the truth of the matter is, when the NSC, and I have not heard whether the NSC has been scrapped, is still in existence. When it was created in 2006, they said a cabinet minister will be the political head. A cabinet minister will be the political head of the NSC. And now, when we now have that, we now have a minister of sports. There's no more duplication than that. There's no need. If as long as we still have the NSC constituted like it was constituted in 2006, then it is a pure political duplication of duties. Pure.
Pure political duplication of duties. A cabinet minister, any minister at all, you just assign sport and say, okay, this is sport. We have, the NSC there. So because of that, you heard it. He said, no, if you don't do that, it is a duplication. And it is simple. That is duties submission. Tunji Balogun, we call him Sporting Balo. He's here. Good afternoon, Tunji. You are not smiling.
I'm ever smiling.
You don't.
Tunji, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing like duplication there. It's something when you look at it, and that is why you have the Director General of the National Sports Commission. The Director General is supposed to be vast. And the reason why we've been having challenges over the years is because most of the ministers that they are bringing in are not technocrats. They don't know much about sports. When you bring in a water engineer to come into the sporting sector, now the water engineer will now depend on whatever they give to him to be able to put, as its delivery, so to say.
Okay.
But the situation now, I'm looking at it very critically, is that when you bring in somebody who really know much about sports as an institution, as something that that flows within the vein of every, because it's something that you must bring in technocrats to do. And I think when we do the right thing, because the institution is too big for us to just say we should just sweep it, merge it, or sweep it under the carpet. It should stand on its own. And why it should stand on its own is that the economy of this country so much depends on sports. And we shouldn't just look at it, put it aside. We should give it a befitting, because when you look at it,